Fuck this.
Sick of this. Get those Just Eat fools on the line for me. We're gonna do this doggy style.
Did somebody say just eat?
Me, get delivery like a G. See, hungry dogs gotta eat. I get mines every day, every week. Chicken wings to the crib, I'm sitting in. Burger in the low. Hope they put the pickle in. Wonton on a catamaran. Oodles and noodles, thank you, my man. Tacos to the chateau. Please, did somebody say
Just eat.
private jetting in the night sky? My man hand glide by with my fried rice. Right? What could you not love? Bought a slice on the side of the hot tub. Ooh, what you gon' do, boo? Chocolate fondue right on cue. Even dipping in the sea. I see food, seafood sees me. Justeat.
Somebody say just eat.
I have to admit one thing.
Yeah.
I'm really getting sick of that hat.
Why, mate?
It's just
It's a
week
sensational
week
hat.
in, week out.
Well,
Not
the
something.
NBA finals are upon
Not
us,
not
mate.
something you should be wearing today.
Well, look what I've got on as well there, and I lepto. I've got the Giannis top on too, mate. Can you see Hellas?
Well, that's not an NBA top.
It's a Greece NBA. It's a Greece top there.
Yeah, well, it's not an
It's not the
NBA,
NBA
top.
top, so I thought I got to wear the Capello instead, mate.
Represent,
So,
but hey, what's going on?
yes, I
What's
yeah,
going on?
Mate,
I
it
bet
was a
you,
weird.
You didn't want to wake up today,
Mate,
did
it was
you?
a weird weekend of sports, man. I'll tell you that much. And actually, there's a new thing here, Valandi. I've called it Sports Tweet of the Day. Now, his name, most people would know if they follow sports. Adam Peacock. He's an avid, sportsman and Twitter advocate, mate. And the best tweet of the week was this, mate. Wakes up, checks phone, checks Sky for unicorns. Because as we saw this morning, Man United losing 6-1 and Liverpool losing 7-2. You would think you're in a dream, mate, when you wake up and you see your phone at those scores, mate. So, unbelievable morning this morning for me. I went to bed about 2:45 last night. I was watching Gossip Girl, redoing the good old days, mate.
You were what?
Watching Gossip Girl, mate. It's a brilliant show, man. It's
You really shocked me, mate.
I like to do that, man.
You really
I like
shocked
to
me.
shock. It's a shock factor, shock jock. But went to bed 2:45, and as you know, Liverpool was playing at 4:45. So I thought I'd put the alarm on and get a couple hours sleep. The alarm went off, and I just somehow, who knows what happened, but I turned it off, and I slept till 10:30. So I totally missed the game last night. And I received an SMS from a good friend of ours in the morning saying he was pretty pissed off. And I'm like, here we go, we lost. And then I saw 7-2, and I thought, nah, this can't be right, man. You know when you double blink in the morning, you try and rub the sleep out of your eyes, but it was 7-2. But look, we'll start with the EPL. We'll come back to that game in a moment because we'll start with Friday night, Saturday morning here. Everton 4, Brighton 2. Everton, mate, top of the league. First time, Valandi, since 1969-70.
On that note, big shout out to Ben Hall.
Benny Hall, mate.
He's
loving
listening,
life.
and he's one of the biggest Everton supporters.
Don't forget, he was sitting here, and I said to him, Everton are going to be good this year. And he said, it's still early stages. Valandi, first time since 69-70 being top, like win 4 games off the bat. And guess what they did that year? They won the title. They won the title. So, look, still a long way to go, but they've started very well. James Rodriguez, mate, he is in inspired form this year. He's ripping it up from Madrid. Chelsea 4-0 against Crystal Palace. Wolves, they beat Fulham. I think Fulham is gone, Valandi. I think Fulham are back to the championship next year. Arsenal 2, Sheffield United 1. Now, we'll pause here for a moment. Now, Arsenal doing pretty well. You happy so far this year, mate?
Yeah. I mean, we've had that one game which I thought we'd do a little bit better in, but
look,
we didn't.
Funny thing is that Dete is only second to Klopp in most points won since December last year. So, yeah, he's doing well. I thought Ancelotti would have been a better fit for Arsenal, but he got the gig. And as you can see, Ancelotti is doing wonders there at Everton. So, look, you're sitting 4th. You love being 4th. We'll see what happens still early on.
We're in the top 4.
But the biggest...
Who's out of the top 4 at the moment?
Liverpool's 5th,
yeah,
mate.
Exactly.
But look, the biggest
Who's out of the top 10?
Man United, they're 16th,
and
mate.
City.
And City as well.
Yeah, go on, the biggest news.
Biggest news of the day, though, it just came up recently. Arsenal mascot Gunnosaurus has been let go by the club after 27 years due to cost-cutting measures in the wake of COVID-19. So, or Levendiso or Gunnosaurus, he is gone.
Well,
I think in memory they're going to put the Gustumi there. The
in
costume
all
on the
honesty,
side.
though, why do you need a mascot when you don't have crowds?
Well, that's very true. So he's gone, or Gunnosaurus.
You know, that's what the whole point of a mascot is, to pump up the crowds.
That there was, I reckon that would have to be hot topic of the day. That one there, mate. Gunnosaurus, he is gone. But look, back to the real game here.
Hey, how about did you even talk about? I think you skipped right past it.
What?
Leeds United.
We're getting there, mate. We're getting there.
How? Like you brought up Arsenal, which is like 40 games
because
after.
I'm going from bottom up, eh?
All right.
Southampton 2-0 against West Brom. Leicester, that's another big one. They lost 3-0 to the Hammers, mate. West Ham.
Huge. What's up Vardy's butt?
Vardy's gone missing a couple of games, mate.
MIA.
But he's still on, near the top of the leaderboard. Newcastle 3-1 against Burnley, and this is, as you said, Leeds 1, Man City 1. Leeds have only obviously dropped points. Only lost to Liverpool the first game, but since then they've won 2 and drawn 1, and they've played some brilliant football. Their coach Bielsa, he is incredible tactician, and Leeds are playing some awesome football. And guess what, Valandi? Another stat: when Everton won the title in 69-70, Leeds was second. Leeds are doing very well this year. They've started off well.
Mate, considering they've just come back into the EPL,
Just come back in.
they
mate.
are cranking it. They're doing really well.
And then, as you know, the last two games, Aston Villa 7, Liverpool 2. First time they've conceded 7 goals, Valandi, since they lost to Tottenham 7-2 in 1963, mate. 57 years ago, we shipped 7 goals. Now, the main goalkeeper, Alisson, was out, injured now for 6 weeks, apparently. Adrian started off with a terrible back pass, and then 3 deflective goals, mate. If you ever look at the highlights, some of the deflections, it's one of those games that everything goes wrong for you and everything goes right for the other team. And hats off to Aston Villa because they played some good football. Look, Liverpool had the majority of the possession, but at the end of the day, mate, it means nothing. Got to put the ball on the back of the net, and that's what Aston Villa did 7 times. And the other game, the last one, Man United, man, 6-1. It's only the second time in their history they've lost 6-1. The last time was in 2011 against Man City. I don't know if you remember that game. Actually, you remember the game. You ate to be an Arsenal fan back in the day, wasn't it, mate? Was that the same year? Can't remember.
Look, past is the past.
That's right. Very true.
Yeah.
To the ladder. Let's go to the ladder, mate. As we said, Everton top. Aston Villa second. Leicester third. Arsenal fourth. Liverpool fifth. Leeds down in 8th. Where are we? Man City 14th. And Man United 16th. And the relegation, mate, 3 teams haven't won or any points. Burnley, Sheffield United and Fulham at the moment sitting in the bottom 3.
You know, I was worried going into this week against Sheffield because I thought Sheffield is one of those bogey teams. But no, they were khalia.
Sheffield played well last year, mate.
Yeah, last year they did. Yeah. And this year so far, they just haven't really proven
they haven't
much, have
sharpened
they?
their blade, have they, mate? They are terrible this year. But look, it is what it is. Now, goal scorers. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he is on fire this year. He's got 6 goals. He's joint with Son Heung-min. He's on 6 as well. Mo Salah, James Vardy on 5. And Maupay and Wilson.
Did you see any of
4.
Harry Kane's goals?
Scored some good goals, He scored some. He actually scores some good goals, that bloke, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And does assist a few. He's actually top.
Can you now imagine that Tottenham also gets Bale back?
Oh, that's right.
Kane and Bale, forget about it.
Well, let's see, man. That could be Tottenham. I reckon it's going to be a very close year this year, Valan. It's not going to be the runaway last year,
but
it's going to be a very close.
I'll be honest. I mean, if Arsenal doesn't win it, I would really love to see Everton win it.
Imagine that, Valandi. Liverpool, it's funny, wait 30 years for that title, been around the place for a long time. Everton hasn't been in there for a long time in the 4. And then bang, thanks for coming, COVID special. Everton.
Well,
it'll be an Ancelotti masterclass.
It's a bit like when Leicester won the cup.
Yeah, well, that's right. Very true. These things do happen. Also, just staying on the Premier League quickly, it's transfer deadline day, Valandi, today. A few signings that will, and some have already put pen to paper. For Man United, especially Alex Telles and also Edison Cavani. Now, you know Cavani, super striker, but I think they need defenders, mate. They need a defender. I would go for Koulibaly if that was the case. Deadline day transfer, we'll see, and also Dembele possibly from Barcelona. Sources have said he will stay at Barca, but Man United are looking at him. And just saw recently on Twitter about 22 minutes ago, apparently reports are Liverpool going in for him as well, mate. So it's going to be a tussle to the end.
Oh.
I think it's mainly just to get maybe Man United to pay a bit more money, mate, for Dembele if he does leave. I don't think Liverpool require anyone at this stage.
You'd hope the price doesn't get jacked up and Dembele is at Dembele.
Well, that's right.
You know?
Dembelus.
Yeah.
But look, tēnā koutou, mate. That's the way the cookie crumbles most times. What else have we got here, mate? What have I got? I've got the women's. You know, we love to discuss the ladies' league as well. They're back up and running. Guess who's top, mate? Arsenal women. They are on top, and Everton ladies are second. As you know, last year Liverpool got relegated from the Div 1. They're in Div 2 now. They are top, as you would think they would come straight back up. Quick stats. Jill Roord, not Ford, Jill Roord, she's top for Arsenal on 6 goals, and Vivian Miedema is on 5. So Arsenal is ripping it up in the ladies, mate. Maybe they have started, the men have started training with them and maybe learning a few things or two, mate. So they're doing well there. Let's go to the Greek League, because I know everyone loves the Greek League, mate.
Someone just said Everton winning is a bit like Port winning at COVID special.
But yeah, if any time you're going to win a title and it's going to be special, it's during COVID, mate. Because it's unprecedented, mate. You know, especially in the AFL, we're going to get to later. But one round, we have a break, then you've got to recondition yourself, get back in shape, and then go again. I think it's a testament to whoever wins this one this year, mate. It's a pretty good one.
Brisbane. Anyways, go on.
We'll come back to that later. But back to the Greek League, mate. There's some weird results, man, this week in the Greek League. Panathinaikos won, Asterostipolis won. Panathinaikos losing 1-0 to Aris at home. Apollon Sydney beating Larissa 1-0. PAOK beating Ofi Crete 3-0. Now, PAS Yanina won, Olympiakos won. That's a big result for PAS. And Atromitos won, AEK 0. Mate, what's going on? That's definitely that's a COVID special there for that one. But Aris sitting on top with 10. PAOK second, Olympiakos third, AEK fourth, Atromitos and Ofi in the top 6. And Panathinaikos, mate, they are second to bottom at the moment, only in front of Lamia. So can they get out of the relegation battle, mate? Only time will tell. But still early on, 4 games in, mate. Nothing to worry about there. And just quickly, the Cypriot League, we introduced that last time around. Apollon Limassol still top on 13 points. Ammonia Nicosia, Larnaca, Anorthosis, and Limassol. And Olympiakos Nicosia, mate, it's pretty tight at the top. 6 games in, 4 points separating the top 6. So pretty tight contest there in Cyprus. Where do we go, mate? I had something here. That's right. LA United goalkeeper Valandi during the week, Paul Izzo, has gone to Xanthi. Now, this is the Xanthi Revolution, mate. The Xanthi Revolution. Matt Yerman from Western Sydney, Josh Brillante and Callan Elliott have all gone to Xanthi along with Izzo, the Australian contingent. You know the reason why, mate? Sydney tycoon Pappas has obviously purchased the Xanthi club, mate, and is regenerating life back into the football there. Reason
Xanthi are currently sitting
second
in
division.
Second division.
Correct.
Why would you do that though? Like, why would you leave?
Apparently he's a football crazy tycoon, Valandi, and he's on a crusade to pave a pathway for a host of others to follow into Europe, and he's frustrated by the paucity of A-League opportunities for homegrown talent, and he's wanting to transform Xanthi into a beast in the Greek League. So
fair enough.
He said, he's quoted here during the World Game, I found myself very frustrated with the Australian football landscape. And I think, we will talk about that in more detail, mate, because you know what's happening next year. They're obviously reducing the salary cap in the A-League. There came out today, there was the, how they had the pay dispute between the owners, the PFA and all that sort of jazz. They finally came to an agreement. So down from 3.2 Valandi, the salary cap, to 2.1. This is obviously going to pave the way for a lot of the The local talent, I think, Valandi, the local talent to get involved into the A-League. The A-League will be, obviously, once again, one of those stepping stones to Europe as we know it. But, look, it's going to be interesting. I've reached out to our mate Bruce Jitta, who came on another time to see if he would have a chat about the upcoming season. So stay tuned. We'll probably hopefully get him on at some point. But I want to discuss with him, because last time we had him on, we talked about himself and his progress and where it was. But I think this time we'll position it in the sense that let's find out a little bit more about what's going on with the A-League. Because as I said, salary cap's going to go down from 3.2 to 2.1. But all existing player contracts cannot be altered as part of the new collective bargaining agreement. So, look, let's see what happens. All players under age of 23 will stay at around $64,000 as a minimum salary. And yeah, let's see what happens with the A-League, mate. We have lost a lot of players gone overseas. As you can see, a lot exodus now to the Greek League too, with the Australian owner sending money out into Greece. So let's see what happens there, mate. It'll be an interesting year, I think, for the A-League next year. We'll see what marquees they can draw in. If there's going to be crowds, are they going to be able to generate the income to run the club successfully? So a lot of questions, mate, and the time will come where we'll hopefully get some answers to those too, man. So
We'll see.
let's see what happens with that. All right, let's go to the AFL finals, man. I know you want to talk finals footy.
Not really.
But we are going to talk about it. We have to talk about AFL finals footy.
All I can say is all 4 games have been rippers.
Oh, mate.
Absolute rip snorters. They've been really good.
Ripper games, mate.
Good, close contests.
Yeah. Look, the greatest margin was 16 points across the 4 games, and obviously 1 point on the last game. But we'll go through each game. I'm not going to just talk about Port, mate. We're going to go through each game here. I've written some nice notes, Valandi. But yeah, bear with us. I'm going to have a fair bit of water throughout because there's lots to talk about. I've got about 14 pages here. Let's go to the first game. Thursday night, Adelaide Oval. Scene was set. The Cats came out early, Valandi. If it wasn't for Tom Hawkins, I think he put too much lathe on his boots, he said. That ball was just spraying off the side of his boot. But he missed a lot of chances early on. But we know that sport is a very funny game, man. And if you don't take your chances, you will be punished by the top sides, and the Power did that, mate. The Power punished them for not putting them away early. Port was very slow out of the gates, as we know, but they did lead at every quarter. That's the funny thing about this game, mate, is Port led at every quarter. But Stevie Motlop, mate, Stephen Motlop, some say a finals football type player, came in and scored 3 goals, mate. His first goals against Geelong since he left the club. They were very crucial in determining the outcome of this game. The game was in the balance a lot in this one. Did you get to watch it, mate?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
It's actually a very good game.
Very entertaining game.
Very entertaining game. 22,000 people. It actually, when you look at the screen, because they social distance, it looked like it was full.
It
'cause
did.
Obviously, they spaced them out. And the crowd was, the volume was electrifying, mate, even through the TV speakers. But look, it's a masterclass, mate, when you think about...
I loved every time Dangerfield was on screen.
Danger.
All you would hear was boo.
Yeah, he was getting booed, mate.
He's not liked here in Adelaide.
Definitely not, mate. Even the Port supporters don't like him, man.
So, yeah.
Look, all top players have that, mate. You want to try and get under the skin of their best player.
Not really, though. I mean, I don't hear boos about Dusty. I think he's a top player in his own right. I just think that when you're a dirty player like Dangerfield, you're going to cop it, aren't you?
Yeah, but also probably the circumstances that have happened through when he was at Adelaide.
Yeah,
and obviously went to
yeah.
Geelong and stuff. So, but look, Port put it away in the third quarter, Valenti, to be honest. That's where they won the game. They call it the premiership quarter, but this year they've done well. Third and fourth quarter, second half they always come out firing. Look, minor premiers, mate. First time in a prelim since 2004. I don't know if you remember then, but back then, Port played St Kilda in that prelim final at Footy Park. I was there. So let's hope history repeats itself again in that occasion, and we get St Kilda and we beat them and make the grand final. But look, the favourite is Brisbane. We'll get to their game next. Tigers versus the Lions. Charlie Cameron, 3 goals. Home ground advantage has boded well for Brisbane, not only in the finals, but obviously the season as well. So I think they'll make the final for sure. I think they played well against Richmond. They've got the home ground advantage, mate.
They actually suffocated the Tigers.
They suffocated them, mate.
It was
Restricted
such a. I thought early on in the game that Tigers were going to wrap it up nice and early, but they didn't take advantage of it.
No.
And then the Lions came back. They just proved that they were the bigger cat
Jared
in the jungle.
Lyons played well. Remember the old ex-Adelaide Crows player? He was played well.
Charlie Cameron was on fire. You know, so it was
goal sneak, mate.
It was an absolutely fantastic game.
Saturday, it was a seesawing battle, mate. The Saints beating the Bulldogs by 3 points. That was a ripper game.
Oh.
The Saints got out to a 24-point lead at three-quarter time. Bulldogs came back, but Saints held on and won their first final in 10 years. St Kilda look all right, but big news is Paddy Ryder's out, mate. Paddy Ryder, he had played a ripper game.
He played an amazing game, but unfortunately...
He's gone. Hamstring off the bone. So, look, it is what it is, mate. The other guys have to stand up. Max King,
love a good ham off the bone, though.
Mate, how about the
double
other day,
smoked?
Double smoked off the bone. Why not?
So good.
Yeah, here.
You know, just in a nice, fresh...
one of those breads.
Lapina bread.
Oh,
you know?
Lapin.
Oh,
yeah,
so
very
good.
nice, man.
Anyway,
next game.
Can I just say the next game, rip snorter of a game,
Game of the week, mate.
Oh,
Game of the week.
oh, so good.
Mate, the Pies got out quick. Or Coxie, he was up. Coxie was up and ready for it.
Big American fella.
He was living the dream.
What?
I
He's
know,
American.
I'm just laughing, mate. It's all right. But yeah, Coxie, 3 goals early. 3 goals lead at quarter time by Collingwood. But the Eagles came back, man, with a wet sail. They got to within 1 point with 1:30 to go on the clock, and I thought, here we go. They're going to win it, man. Centre bounce. Brody Grundy wasn't in. He was the youngster. What was his name? Cameron? I can't remember his name now. But yeah, Collingwood held out. They won a final by 1 point. Only the second time they've won a final by 1 point. The last time in 1981. But the accuracy is what won in the game, Valandi. They were 8 goals straight from set shots, Collingwood. As we know, bad kicking is bad football, and West Coast punished themselves.
I personally think they really wanted that win.
Collingwood wanted it more, mate.
And I'll tell you why.
Tell us.
You got, now, I know it's early, and I don't know what you have lined up for Mal of the Week.
I've got 2 Mals of the Week. One, the one you're going to say now.
All right, well, I'm going to say this one early. Kane Corns, who is the absolute Mal of the week.
Kane.
And I reckon Mal of the AFL final series thus far.
Already, mate.
Right? Came out in the media a week ago saying that Collingwood definitely aren't going to win. They're hopeless.
Making
They're not
up
going
the
to.
numbers.
They're just making up the numbers. That, you know, they're going over to West Coast. They're travelling there. West Coast's home ground advantage. Yada yada.
Quarantine.
Pretty much just basically saying Collingwood are shit. And what did Collingwood do? Bang.
They came out and
Bang.
won. You know who was big last quarter, mate? Brody Myercheck, the guy you wouldn't think would be big. He scored 2 goals and he intercepted twice, playing both ends of the field in the last quarter. He was massive in that quarter. But yeah, Kane Corns, big Mal of the week. But also, he then said, after they had won, he said, look, I didn't learn they were great and I apologise to all of them. But then he said, but geez, they're cocky. Settle down. You haven't won the premiership yet. Eddie Maguire's texting me, Jerry Howe sending me tweets. He goes, settle down. I got it wrong. Don't celebrate like you've won a premiership. Very true. You know, keep the lid on it. Yeah, give it back to him a little bit, but you got to take it easy, mate.
Collingwood will be out next
week. He won
week.
the first final. I think, look, let's go to the games next week. So you got Richmond v St Kilda, and you got Collingwood Geelong. Now, Collingwood Geelong, I think Geelong's going to win that.
And these are all in Brisbane, yeah?
Yeah, one's Gold Coast, one's at Metricon. Mate, Geelong's got it. So it'll be Geelong Brisbane, which was a repeat of the 2004 prelim final, if you remember.
You reckon Geelong will win? Will beat Brisbane?
Beat Collingwood.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's right.
They'll beat Collingwood to make the prelim. And you got Richmond St Kilda. Now, Paddy Ryder's out. Richmond. Saints did beat Richmond this year early on, round 4.
Yeah, but it's finals.
But it's been a long time. I'm going to say Richmond by 4 points, mate. It's going to be another close one. Richmond by 4, so it'll be Port Richmond in the prelim next week here, Friday night, Adelaide Oval. Hopefully get tickets this time, man. Please, I do my stavro. Please, na to kerdisume, ena oreo Tiqueto.
We've got Corns is Mao of the Year because he says Malakias every week.
Well, if that's the case, we would be Mouse of the Year because we say Malakias every week, to be honest.
Yeah, but we don't say it out there, you know.
Or we don't tweet it, no.
Yeah.
We just do it live on radio. But anyway, look, as I said, Richmond, Geelong should go through. But as I said, for me, I love stats, mate. And my stat is, I think, is history going to repeat itself, mate? 2004, it was Brisbane Port, as you know, in the grand final. The prelim matchups were, as I said, Port St Kilda, Brisbane Geelong. So can it happen again? Can it happen again and Port beats Brisbane? It's falling into place, Valandi. It is falling into place. I think it's Port's to lose based on the year this year.
Can I say, I made that comment on Facebook the other day. I said, well done to Port Adelaide. It's yours to lose now.
That's it.
And you know, someone inboxed me and abused the hell out of me, thinking that I was saying something bad against Port. I was like,
nothing bad, mate.
where did I make a negative comment about Port Adelaide? I said, do SA proud. This is yours to lose.
Yeah, look, look, definitely, man. Look, the only thing is because Brisbane playing at home. That's probably the only deciding factor.
Oh, I think that will
that's
trump
a big
trump
thing.
everything because one, all the external teams. I mean, you'd think that they'd be used to it now with playing up there so frequently.
Yeah.
But all the non-Brisbane teams aren't used to the humidity and the weather up there, right? It's a pretty strangling type
it's a
of
different
atmosphere environment. Brisbane is used to it. That's their home ground. They love that shit. I just think that if Brisbane is on their A game like they were against the Tigers, they're going to be unstoppable.
Because they suffocate. Like Harris Andrews had a ripper game. You know,
So
all-Australian defender.
I think that there's a possibility that Brisbane will make the final against Port. I don't think it will be a 119
No, it won't be 119, mate.
point loss, but I just think that they'll probably have the advantage
If
to
it's
win.
Port Brisbane, it's going to be like 52. Bless you, mate. 52 to 49. Got the Etsy.
It'll be low
Low
scoring.
scoring. Because both teams are very good defensively. All right, NBA Finals, mate. Let's start. We're going to go with Game 1, Game 2, Game 3. So we'll start with Game 1 before you get too excited about today's game.
I'm not excited.
Now, Game 1. We said there was going to be 3 games, obviously, before we met again tonight. And if Lakers were winning, you were going to strip down and run across the road to Villies and get a hot dog, you said.
No, I did not say that. I distinctly, and I have it on record, I distinctly said I will not be making any bets because I know that Lakers will win the championship.
People you asked, I think that you said you were going to go naked around the block there. But anyway, look, Game 1. Let's go through this. Miami started strong, Valandi. They were up by 13 points early, but the Lakers rallied. They were 3 points up thanks to 11 points from Davis in the first quarter. They were very sluggish early on. The first 2 games pretty similar, and today as well, but today unfortunately didn't win. We'll come to that shortly. Look, after the first quarter in the first game, it was all the Lakers, mate. They steamrolled them. LeBron James 25, 13 and 9, and Davis with 34, 9 and 5. Dominance, mate. The best combo in the league. They out-rebounded and out-hustled the Heat in this one. Dwight Howard starting at center, rustled the feathers, and they took Game 1, 116 to 98. Now, did you watch the Game 1?
I did.
Remember it? Game 2, again, the Heat came out and led early, but after the 5th minute mark, it was all the Lakers again, mate. The Heat never got to within 8 points after quarter time, and LeBron and AD, as you know, ripped it up as per usual. But this time, supported by Rondo, who finished with 16 points and 10 assists, and passed Larry Bird and Steve Nash to be 6th all-time in postseason playoff assists. So 6th all-time, Valandi, Rajon Rondo. He is a beast. They call him Playoff Rondo. LeBron, 33-9 and 9, and AD 32 and 14. So they're winning by 10 points in that one. They let the Miami Heat come back. They were up by 30 points at one stage, mate. They just took the foot off the accelerator, and the Heat were able to come back, so close that gap a little bit smaller. Now, Game 3, the big one. Today you wake up, I had a couple of cafetas, I'm watching it. Again, very sluggish, mate, from the outset. More turnovers than Port Elliot Bakery. And the Heat, mate, they powered to stop a clean sweep. Because everyone was predicting after the first two games, I thought, you know what, the Lakers are going to take this out. They're going to get the broom out and sweep them. But the Heat had other ideas. And guess who? Jimmy Bucket said, you know what, guys? You are not going to take us 4-0. You might take us 4-1, but you're not going 4-0, mate. He stood up today. But look,
He was phenomenal.
yeah, I've got some stats for him as well coming up. But for how bad the Lakers were, Valandi, they got in front by 2 points in the last quarter. And I thought again, reminiscent of game 1 and 2, were able to come back and win it. But Jimmy Buckets, mate, he stood up, carried his team home. He played 45 minutes, mate, out of 48, and posted up a 40-point triple-double. The first playoff triple-double in his career. And guess what? He joined an illustrious group of players, mate. Only 2 other players have ever scored a 40-point triple-double in the NBA Finals. Jerry West and LeBron James. So there's only 3 players ever to hit a 40-point triple-double. Also, the first Heat player to score 30 points through 3 quarters since Dwayne Wade in 2006. Now, we know what happened in 2006. The Heat were down 2-0 against Dallas, ended up coming back and winning 4-2. Shaq was in that team that year as well with Wade. But Jimmy Butler is the first player to outscore, out-rebound, and out-assist LeBron James in an NBA Finals game, including teammates. First player ever to beat him in every category. So there will be players that have beaten him, say, in points or whatever, but the first player ever to beat him in every category on the field. So that is a ripper stat, that one, I think. As we know, we had a bit of back and forth on Facebook with one of your mates today on about Lakers and the Heat. But you got to give credit where credit is due, mate. Jimmy Butler, he's been around the traps. He's been to a lot of teams. He's caused a lot of disruption in many teams. But this time around in Miami, he has pulled his head in, and he's walking the talk, mate. He is walking the talk this year. He not just in this game, man. He's been instrumental.
Fingers crossed he can do it again in 2 days' time and level the games.
Look,
I reckon this is going to go to 7.
The only way that the Miami can win is if it goes to 7. All right, they have to take it to 7 games. The only issue with playing 7 games against the Lakers is that Jimmy Butler has to play 45 minutes a game for the Heat to be anywhere close. All right, I don't know if he can play 45 minutes for 7 games. They might get to the 7th game.
Well,
we'll see what happens.
They're 3 games in now.
3 games in, yeah, correct. 3 games in. They have to win another game. They have to take it to 2-2, say, to have a chance. But if the Lakers go 3-1 up, it's going to be difficult. They need to win 3 games on the trot. Look, LeBron had to play 39 minutes today. He doesn't normally play that sort of time. But because AD was in foul trouble early, he had to play more minutes. All right, AD only played about 31, 32 minutes. Normally it's the other way around. Normally, AD plays 39, 40, and LeBron sits around the 32 to 35 mark. But look, the funny thing is that LeBron was probably one of his most average games in the postseason, mate, and he was 2 assists shy of another triple-double in a finals game. This is the thing with him. We think because Jimmy Butler had a ripper game, we talk about it, but LeBron is not even at a first gear, mate, and he's hitting basically nearly a triple-double.
But why? These are imperative games. Why isn't
it wasn't an imperative game?
It is.
Why
would you not just want to wrap it up? Why would you not just want to wrap it up?
Back to the community there.
Oh, come on, man!
You thought to give him
give him one. No, don't be. Because you know what?
For the good of the game,
this
mate.
one loss could potentially.
Nah, it won't, mate.
That's what you're saying.
I'm just saying.
But there's bigger things that have happened, man. This, if you are a champion, you take. No. I'm being serious. Mate. If you are the champion that you say or if he is the champion that you say he is, right? Finish it off then and there.
Just watch.
Get it over and done with.
Watch what happens in Game 4. He's going
to get it over and done with.
He's going to come out and ridiculous. He will score 40 Game 4, mate. I'm telling
you. If he didn't step up, right, and then he had the bloody pussy fits at the end of the game, like he did, cried like a little baby.
Well, mate, that's because he's an elite player. When you're an elite player and you don't win, mate, of course you're going to sook and be angry. Bloody oath.
Do you know what?
If you're not,
Lakers.
it means you're a loser, mate.
Lakers.
If you don't get angry or pissed off if you lose, then you're a loser.
But if he's the champion that you're saying he is, he should have dominated and finished them off.
Look, like I said, he played well.
All right.
His support crew.
You are
in. Down this week,
are in the last 7 games of the season. Last 7 games.
They'll still win it, mate.
Finish it off. Finish it off.
Where's your Miami top today?
No first gear. I had it ready to go, but I rushed out of the house and I left it on the Polithrona. If you are a champion, finish it off.
Finish it off. Don't worry, mate.
None of this getting out of first gear.
He'll finish
you
it
should
off,
be
mate.
in 6th gear all game.
If he was, he would score 100 points a game there. So, look.
That's what champions do.
They're going to win 4-1. Look, this is my take from this now. Big game 4 coming up. As I said, this is a make or break game, game 4. I want to see how Vogel, which is the coach of Lakers, sets up. I was disappointed, Valandi, because we went to a man-on-man game against Jimmy Butler. Now, the thing about Jimmy Butler is he's not very good at threes. You got to make him shoot the three. You got to close out the lane. Now, we did this in some games where we played what they call a 2-3 defense shape, so a zonal pattern. So you got the 2 on the front and then 3 at the back. We've got to revert to that, I think, in game 4, back to that 2-3 formation and suffocate them to have them shoot the 3-point shot. Make him shoot that shot. Because what he wants is a one-on-one against a lighter-bodied opponent, take him to the key and take the foul. I think Vogel's got to set up as a 2-3 zonal formation, and you'll see the Lakers will rip it up, man. They play quick transition, and that's the way to do it. This man-on-man can work, but you can lose against a man-on-man formation as well, mate.
I hope for your sake.
And just last stat on NBA before we get to NFL, LeBron James, Valandi, passed Johnny Stockton for second all-time in playoff assists. Now, Johnny Stockton holds the record for the most assists in an NBA, or in the total in NBA history. He was an assist master, mate. He was a Levendi in the assist column. And he passed him today in playoffs. Look, albeit LeBron's played more games, longevity of LeBron, which needs to be, recognised as well. But he's second now in the playoffs of all time. So pretty good stat there. Now, I forgot this stat, Valandi. About your Miami Heat. After trailing 2-0, as I said, in 2006 NBA Finals, Dwayne Wade exploded in Game 3 to give the team the win. Guess what he scored that day? 42 points, 13 rebounds. Today, as you know, Jimmy Butler, 40 points, 13 rebounds. So he's taking that spirit of Wade. Can he bring him home to win 4-2? Imagine that. Imagine what would happen. The parties in Florida if he was able to bring that championship home, mate, 4-2. But unfortunately,
Not far from home.
Unfortunately, Jimako, Venthayini, mate. You're not going to win it. It's going to be 4-1 to the Lakers. Good try. Good try, I say to him there. Bravo. Good try, mate.
This is where I feel like I should be putting a bet on, just to shut you up. I guarantee. Okay, if Miami wins the next game, it's all on, mate.
Oh, that's what I said. I said it's a crucial game
It's all
4,
on.
mate. It's a crucial game 4.
It is all on.
Lakers win it, it's over. Miami win it, there's a game
If Miami wins the next game, next show, I'm live streaming you dancing the Macarena in the middle of the road in your Sovrako.
Done.
All right?
Done.
All right, done. Okay.
All right, let's get...
We literally have two minutes left.
Well, I've got NFL. I've got Mail of the Week, number 2. I've got weird sports. I've got a couple of weird sports. And I had something else.
And we brought you on 15 minutes early.
Didn't I report out? You said do a nice report. I've started typing it all in today.
Hurry up. Go.
All right. We'll stick with 4 results from the NFL. All right. First one, Cowboys. They lost 49-38 to the Browns, mate, the Cleveland Browns. Cowboys now 1-3, a team we thought would be around about this year. The Browns are now 3-1 for the first time since 2001. But they were up 41-14, mate, until the Cowboys rallied with 3 late touchdowns. They were only behind by 3 points late in the fourth quarter. But look, wasn't to be. The Clevelands, they ran out winners, mate, by 11 points. The Bucks, another win. Buccaneers, mate.
On
Tommy,
fire.
43-year-old Brady, 369 yards and 5 touchdowns. 17 points down, mate, and they won by 7. The 46th time Brady has delivered a winning drive in 4th all-time now behind Peyton Manning, Ripper, Drew Brees, and Dan Marino. Remember Dan Marino from the Dolphins? So, yeah, the Bucks are looking good, mate. They've, first loss, so they've come back. They're doing well. Oh, jeez, what happened there, mate?
I don't know. Something happened.
That was pretty loud, mate.
Might have to edit that out of the live stream.
What happened there, mate?
I don't know. I think the chair broke.
You got too excited about Tom Brady, mate. Las Vegas Raiders, back-to-back losses, mate, and the first one at their new home stadium, the $2 billion stadium. Derek Carr, obviously the quarterback for the Raiders, finished with 32 from 44 catches, 311 yards, and he's also yet to throw an interception this season. And he passed Ken Stabler and set a new franchise record with 151 career touchdowns. But it wasn't enough, Valandi, as the Raiders went down. What's happening with our boys, mate? They went down to the Buffalo Bills, 30-23. 2 losses in a row. Can they?
I wouldn't mind a Buffalo Bill right now.
I know, man. They're nice. I love those ones with the bubble gum. But look, 2 in a row. What's going to happen? You reckon we still make the finals this year?
Well,
mate?
we're sitting second in our conference.
True that, mate. True that. It's still plenty of time to go, but we've still got to make up a bit of ground. And the last one we're going to go through, Seattle Seahawks, mate. They're on a roll, 4-0. Russell Wilson's ripping it up, mate. 360 yards, 2 touchdown passes. They are firing on all cylinders, top of their Western Conference. Now, just quickly run through the table. Buffalo Bills top in the AFC East. AFC North, you've got Pittsburgh 3-0. Tennessee in the South. Kansas City in the West, obviously Raiders second. Kansas City playing in the morning against the Patriots. Big game. The Chiefs, Mahomes and his boys. Now, this is an interesting conference, mate. The NFC East, the Philadelphia Eagles, 1-2-1. The Washington, what are they called now? Washington, whatever, 1-3. And the Dallas Cowboys, 1-3. So pretty tight conference, that one. In the North, Green Bay Packers top. In the South, Tampa Bay 3-1, as we said. Lost the first one, won 3 in a row on the back of Brady's masterclass again. And Seattle top of the NFC West with LA Rams in second spot. San Francisco at the bottom there at the moment. So all to play for in that one. Now, we had one mail of the week, which was Kane Corns. The second one, which I found today, and I saw it on the news. Cyclist Julian Alaphilippe, red face after early celebration backfires. Now, apparently, it was called the Liège-Bastogne-Liège 2020, the cycling race. I don't really like cycling that much. But for champion cyclist Julian Alaphilippe, the Frenchman, he was celebrating early, mate. If you have a look at it, he's going past the line, he's celebrating. The guy zooms past him and wins the title. He celebrated too soon. They've like a mail of the week, mate. This is what he said. I really didn't realise I'd made such a severe deviation in the sprint. That was the first error. Mate, the first error was you put your hands up and you stop pedaling, Vlaka. Big mail of the week.
Wow.
Just before the line, mate. What is he doing, man? Unbelievable. Now, quick news about LA United. Guess who they signed, mate, on a scholarship contract? Ange Costanzo's son, Dominic.
Oh, nice.
First father-son player.
Beautiful.
For LA United. And LA United will also name their assistant coach tomorrow too.
Nice.
I have put my resume in, so we'll see if I'll get the call up, mate. We'll see what happens there. Now, last but not least, I've got a couple of they call stranger sports in the world now. Actually, one thing. Guess where football originated, mate?
China.
That's right. The Chinese, mate. How good are they? They made everything there: pasta, pizza, and now soccer.
The first soccer ball was made out of bat skin.
They were in the wet markets too, mate.
Yeah.
That was the first. That was the stadium. The original stadium was at the wet markets.
Yep.
A couple of crocodiles on the side.
In
Wuhan. The Wuhan Stadium. But anyway, back to the usual stuff. Now, bog snorkeling is an event, Valandi, that was originated in Wales, in Llanwert, Wales, in 1976. Now, you would have been good at this because you were good at swimming. But, look, they're in what they call like a muddy marshland. They put their snorkels on and their flippers. but they cannot use their arms, only their flippers. The world record is 1 minute and 18 seconds, and it's a 120-yard swim through a trench that they cut in the muddy marshland. So maybe when you go to Wales next time, Valandi, maybe you can get the record, because you were Kieran Perkins back in the day. So
Yeah, long are my days gone.
get your bog snorkels happening.
That's right.
mate.
That's right.
Now, this one hasn't been around for that long, called Bossa Ball. Bossa Ball, it's played in Spain. First played in 2005, 4 players. It's an inflatable court trampoline. It's a mixture between volleyball, football, and gymnastics with music, musique as well. Like an Afro-Brazilian beach culture or something. The word bossa in Portuguese means the girl from Ipanema. Who knows, whoever, anyway. So, yeah, Bossa Ball played on a trampoline, and it's played in over 20 countries.
Do you have to do the salsa in between?
It's one of those,
Wow.
so they dance and play bala. Why not?
Fair enough.
Sounds like a Greek wedding. Actually, we've had that one before, cheese rolling. I'll skip past that. Now, this is my favourite. Competitive sleeping, apparently, is a sport. Competitive sleeping originated in America in 1998. There's only a single competitor, so it's one person against the other. You snooze, you win. It goes against the grain. You snooze, you lose concept. In 2010, Spain held its first national siesta championships to find the best napper and revive the tradition of taking a nap after lunch. All you had to do was sleep for a full 20 minutes in the middle of a shopping mall. So how about that? Going to Marion Shopping Centre and just laying down on the bed for 20 minutes in a competition. Imagine that.
Do you know I recently bought a new bed?
Was it nice?
I sat on it. I literally fell asleep within the first 30 seconds that I laid down on it. It's got like a quadruple spring action.
What'd you call it? King coil, isn't it?
Or yeah, it is a king coil.
There you go.
And did you know, here's a fun fact, US Marine soldiers can fall asleep, are trained to fall asleep within a minute.
But it's all about the breathing, I reckon.
Within a minute, bang. Kefali on the maxillary,
And gone.
bang.
So no king coils, nothing. Just
No,
ground.
wherever.
On the ground, wherever they want.
Anyway,
All right, Bidya, we'll leave it there. We've gone about 47 minutes over time.
last week I cut the stream because I was busting for the toilet. This week I think I've busted the garekla. And I'm actually...
Probably because you held on to it. That's why you busted it.
I
mate.
actually don't know how I'm sitting at the moment, but it's very awkward and I don't want to move. So I'm going to make sure our live stream finishes before I get up.
Yeah, make sure, mate, because Bidya, it could be a... laptops could be flying any moment now, mate.
Anyways, παιδιά, thank you very much.
Καληνύχτα.
Να είστε καλά, καλή νύχτα σας.
Good week.
Εμείς θα τα ξαναπούμε την επόμενη Δευτέρα εδώ στο Radio Δορυφόρο. Hopefully we're going to have some really big news about the NBA next
By
Monday.
then, it should be over, mate.
It should be.
It should be over by then.
Realistically,
You've got Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Yeah, so
that's
Wednesday,
if it doesn't go
Friday,
to 7 games.
Correct. Wednesday, and the 7th game will be on Tuesday.
If it goes to 7. Anyway, we'll see. That's it.
It'll be over on Friday.
Γεια σας.
Yeah.
Δεν σε πιάνω πουθενά, ούτε θέλω τελικά. Σαν δυο σώματα, σαν αντίθετη τροχιά. Ο δρόμος δεν τελειώνει, στο χρόνο το ταξίδι, κύκλους κάνει όπως εσύ. Μα εγώ για αλλού πηγαίνω, σε βήθια πια δεμένο, θα με χάσει στη στροφή.